sea peoples. And probably they were all set in motion by the eruption of Thera, which was like the eruption of Krakatoa, and overwhelmed all these places in the Aegean Sea and set a lot of people in motion. But we have pictures of these people on the tombs in Egypt because the Egyptians fought them, and therefore they moved up the Palestine coast. I think it was Ramesses or one of those pharaohs fought them, and brags about the fact that he was able to fight them off, but it's not clear that he was that successful. But they would be one of these Japhethite descendants too. So let's see them here. Japheth's sons, Gomer. You could even say that's Germany right there, but I wouldn't want to. Magog, we know Gog and Magog from the people who believe in the apocalypse and so on. The Medes, the Persians. Javan. This is not scientific like the, or ceremonial like the priestly, so clearly it's a Yahwist genealogy. Javan, well, people don't realize, even in Daniel, Javan is Greece. And it's very simple, because J in English is Y in Hebrew. So Javan is Yavan. Y in Greek is I. V in Greek is O. N is Ion. Ionic civilization. The Ionic Sea and so on. And people don't realize that when Daniel, who a lot of people read, speak about Javan, he's really speaking about Alexander the Great. And people think that Javan is someplace out in Timbuktu or something. No, it's not. It's the Hebrew word for Greece. Javan to this day. In Arabic, Greece is Yunus, same thing. Let me finish what I'm saying. So, Yavan are the Greeks, and there's another thing that is related to that. In Hebrew, the word for wine is yayin. And I think that also is a variation on the word Yavan, I and O, interchange in Hebrew, in the writing. And probably wine they saw as coming from Greece. And therefore they named it with the same letters as Greek. Yeah, what do you want to say?
It's off that bit. I just like hearing your perspective on things. Like for the Gog and Magog, is there any credence to that? That it's like, I know with the...
Well, I think it's Central Asia.
Central Asia, so it's not, is it considered Russia?
Yeah, it's probably out. I think it is. Yeah, I think you're right. Like Tubal, Meshech, all those places. Yeah, the steps of Russia.
So their interpretation is accurate on that.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
But whether it's the Russians to that,
yeah.
Well, there is another one. There's a thing called Rus. At one point, it says Rus, Meshech, and Tubal. I forget where it is. I think it's in Ezekiel. Yeah, it probably is the Russians. Probably is. For the Jews, even today, Ashkenaz, Gomer is their name for German. Ashkenaz, and they even call Jews who speak German Ashkenazic Jews. And then all these Yavan son, Tarshish, that's Asia Minor. We even know that's where Paul comes from. The Kittim, certainly that's Crete. Kittim. The Danites, those are the Philistines. The Dananites are the Philistines. And that, you see, and from these came the dispersal of the islands of the people. So they know that these are island people. So not very scientific, but still it's informational and interesting, don't you think? Really interesting. So these are Japheth's sons, according to our language, tribes, and nations. Okay, so with that we can figure those out. But that's, hey, again, my friend here and others in the classroom, look. He's not really talking about Eskimos, Japan, Australia, Bushmen, Hindus, Indonesians, Polynesians, American Indians. They don't know that. That doesn't mean these people didn't exist. It's just their picture of the world from their corner of the world, what they knew, and therefore, again, to load this onto poor God, as every word has to be totally accurate, I think is unfair to the text. I mean, there are human intermediaries for this text. You can show it to your mom too if you want, and see what she thinks about that. She'll probably crucify me, but no, I'm not. Ham's sons, and that's what you're talking about, Africa mainly, but also Egypt. Cush is Ethiopia. Mitzrayim is Egypt. Egypt of the two rivers. Ayam in Hebrew means two. It's a dual usage. We don't have it in English. Canaan, you see, is also there. Cush's sons, Sheba, well that we know is southern Arabia, moving over into the Ethiopian coastline. Havilah, that's Mesopotamia. And some other things. I don't notice Sheba they think is different from Seba, but I don't think it is. And then more Yahwist hocus pocus. Cush became the father of Nimrod, the first potentate on the earth. He was a mighty hunter in the eyes of Yahweh. See, it's Yahwist. And hence the saying, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter in the eyes of Yahweh. Okay, some imperfectly remembered old information. He had a big empire, and they were included, and these are all Semites. See, this is Mesopotamia, Babel, which is Babylonian, Erech, Akkad, Akkadians, which is northern, sort of like northern Babylonia, Syria. And then Ashur, the Assyrians, who built Nineveh, the capital of the Assyrians, where we get those wonderful sculptures from. So they know these people are all Semites and related, you see. They understand that. Mitzrayim. But you see, the problem here is they're putting all those people as Hamites. I think they're putting all those people as Hamites. So here's where your confusions come in. This is the Yahwist. He's not very scientific. He sees it all as descendants of Cush, which is Ethiopia, even though all this is Mesopotamia and northern Syria. And we wouldn't put it like that. And then Canaan. I can't do all this stuff, but does this interest you to figure out who these people are? Okay. 13, Mitzrayim is Egypt. Only Caphtor from where the Philistines came, you see? Again, they think the Philistines are Hamites when they're really Japhetites. But in any case, Caphtor is definitely Crete. So this is not really accurate, this genealogy. They're putting Africans, people from Crete, Mesopotamia is all in the same family. And Canaan became the father of Sidon, which is, of course, it's even there today. It's in Phoenicia, it's in Lebanon. And then all these local Canaanite tribes, Jebusites, Amorites, we're going to meet throughout the early chapters of the Old Testament, Hivites, all our local neighbors who we don't like, of course, we the writers.